I think Sheila would be a wonderful candidate. When you're in public office, you have to answer to different masters. And I think the good candidates and the good elected people and the folks that can do it in the long term really learn how to do service and learn how to almost look upon the issue of master and the issue of serving as almost an opportunity of clarity, an opportunity of moral certitude, and so on and so forth. And you get faced with dilemmas when you're a leader. And I can tell you this, the man I'm going to introduce was faced with a dilemma. 4 years ago, he was talking to one of his leaders, one of his masters, and he told him he wasn't going to run again as he went to call out for him today. And I can tell you this, when you change what you're going to do after you're serving, it takes some hard decisions. And I think we are fortunate, given where Park Forest is right now. We are fortunate that he has chosen, to ask for our vote one more time. Current mayor and I hope future mayor of Park Forest and my friend John.
I have to tell you all that this place has some very significant. I shouldn't look at you when I say this. I'll keep my composure. This location on August 15th, 2001 was the site where Jackie and I were married.
Oh.
1990. But the other thing that's significant about that is that the second village president of Park Forest is the one who conducted the survey, Judge Henry Leach. So it was right here in this location. It was a very, very nice ceremony here at Freedom Hall. So it has very, very special meaning for us.
Lack of freedom.
What?
Lack of freedom.
Yeah. Lack of freedom hall. I get that. But I just want to say a few words before all of the rest of you enjoy the beautiful sunshine. I told somebody a couple minutes ago that my desire is to get home as soon as possible, lick the plastic off the lawn furniture that's out on the deck, and prop up my feet and read a book and relax a little. So I know all of you have that same feeling. But I do want to say to you that this is a critical election. It really is a critical election. And I'm not going to say anything about my opponent, except that you need to be qualified to hold public office. I mean, you just simply need to know what's going on. And we saw another example of that at the forum today, where answers were, I think well-intended, but they were just so off base that, you got to just scratch your head and wonder, why wasn't some homework done? When someone talks about how they're going to try to find grants for the police department, when we've been, we've got $30 million worth of grants for Park Forest over the course of the last 7 years. And a considerable amount of that coming from the police department. That's why we had cops on bikes riding around neighborhoods. Some of those opportunities, unfortunately, have dried up. But, and some of the other things, we talk about how you're going to reduce taxes, but when people ask, okay, what are you going to do to reduce taxes, you haven't got any answers. You don't want to cut, you want to add police, you want to add programs across the board, but yet you're going to cut taxes. Well, it can't be done. When somebody complains about the water problem in the community, where we've had some problems, that's why we're replacing all the water mains, but they're going to cut the water rates. Well, then who's going to pay for the new water mains? It's one way or another. You either accept the bad water, or you got to replace it with new mains. And if you're going to replace it with new mains, you got to find some means of generating revenue to do that. And these are the kinds of things that are very important in our community, because there are some villages in the south suburbs that have had radical changes in leadership, and the result has been not very positive. I think people were very well intended, but it was the lack of knowledge, complete changeover of the staff. You know, and we just can't afford to do that in the Village Park Force at this point. It's too crucial for us to continue on the course that we've set. We have a lot of things that are heading in the right direction. And with community support, you know, people like Sheila being willing to tackle the school board problems where we can make those kinds of improvements. You know, we can make, when this economic downturn comes around, and it will, we can make the south suburbs a very positive place to be. And I just want to say that I think that there are some things that are happening that are going to be very, very positive for our region. But don't lose hope in the Abraham Lincoln National Airport. I'm telling you, it is going to happen. It will happen. We will have something from the governor's office, I am sure, by the end of this year. You know, the governor is not going to come out and speak twice in two crucial settings, his inaugural address and then his budget message, and say that he is going to do this and not deliver on it. And, you know, the developer is there waiting to put Canadian money into the south suburbs to create jobs. Or, you know, I say this over and over, but it's so important. Everybody is so critical about all the jobs that have gone outside the country and American money going overseas to pay for jobs over there. Here we have a Canadian developer who wants to bring Canadian money into the United States to create jobs for Americans. And we got people who are saying, oh no, we shouldn't do that. Well, I think we got the governor pretty much convinced that this is the route to go. So these are all the kinds of things that are happening that are right on the verge of making our region really a very positive area for all of us to live and enjoy the rest of our days. So thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. And if you don't have a yard sign yet, take one. If your neighbor doesn't have one, try to coerce them into taking one. Promise them wine, cheese, whatever. If you're in a place where they don't let you take yard signs, take a window sign. If you have an automobile, don't worry about bumper stickers. We don't put them on our bumpers. We put them on our back windows because they will peel right off after April 5th. But between now and April 5th, everybody who sees the back window of your car will know that you support my candidacy, and that's important because momentum is the key. That's why we need yard signs, things like that. I was told by somebody that my opponent was walking door to door and he was skipping the houses where my yard signs were. And I was almost tempted to say, let's see if we can get a group of people to go out ahead of it and just put yard signs. But momentum is very important. And so we need to do that. And you don't have to worry about forgetting Gary because he doesn't have anybody want to get you. But don't forget
What's your number?
Number is 123.
1, 2, 3. A silent auction.